Hey guys, this is Kenny, and this is Moosey. I'm going to tell you guys a story about the dinosaur. It's a very interesting project. I'll try to keep it short though. There's a lot of it's been a headache of mine for a while, but I'll just tell you the story. Here, say hi, Moosey. Anyway, so let's start at the beginning. Back at sixth grade, I made this thing. It's I don't know what it is. It's like a dinosaur shoebox puppet or something like that. Basically, like pushing the green button would control the mouth. Oh, and it's super old. Again, it's like from sixth grade, so all the rubber bands are broken. Oh, it just broke right now. And like the string's really loose and everything, but yeah, and the red and blue buttons. Oh, these are all pin caps, by the way, like marker caps. These would control the arms or actuate the arms. But again, it worked much better back in sixth grade. Right now, I just keep it around. It's collected some dust on it and everything. Right now, I just keep it around for sentimental value, and it also holds some of my other older creations and stuff. But yeah, so in fact, I was so pleased with the project that that's actually what inspired the Captain America little project. That's also on my channel. There's a video about that, but I won't go into that. So, dinosaur, one of my first creations. Flash forward a couple of years. I'm sorry, Lucy. Flash forward a couple of years, and a friend of mine named Caden was getting, he was going to graduate. And well, Caden, one of his things, his signature things, is that he just likes dinosaurs. He's super into dinosaurs. He's been into them for years, right? So I was thinking what to get him for a graduation project, graduation gift or whatever. And I was like, well, I could go to the store and get something, or I could build something. I mean, I was like, hey, I built this dinosaur, right? And I was like, and if I've advanced a little, so I could probably make it better. But so I was like, okay. This was 3 days before his graduation, so I was like, okay, I'll get some materials together and I'll start working on it. I'll see what I can do. And I got really close, stupid close, actually. Here was the first, I guess, prototype, right? And so, well, it was much further along than this. Just about everything except the arms, legs, and head was done. But I cannibalized a lot of it for parts. Like, this wheel is still intact. There was another wheel, but I needed the ball bearing, I guess, connection from that. And, yeah. The only problem with this thing that kept it from getting done was sorry, it had a fundamental flaw built into it that I didn't see in advance. The problem was that the wheels moved independently of each other, right? And that was just a big problem. I had to think a lot of ways around it. And I tried making like a little connector device down here that would synchronize the leg movement, but it was too little too late. Like, it wasn't enough in 3 days. And it was just turning into like a kind of like a pile of like hot garbage or whatever. So I was like, no. So I told Caden about it. I was like, hey, sorry, I tried building you this dinosaur thing, but I'm not finished with it, but I'll get it to you, as soon as I can. He's like, hey, take your time, just, thanks for the gift. Or he's like, hey, you don't have to, but just whenever you're ready or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I didn't have a deadline. And I started working on this dinosaur, and then I was thinking, well, now that I have more time, I don't have to make it as crude. Sorry, you're just looking at the carpet. Here's Moosey for your viewing pleasure. I was like, well, now I have time. I don't have to make it as crude, right? So I was like, I can actually put some heart and soul into this and actually design like a pretty good machine and everything. So this brings me to this. So I started sketching, right, some stuff. It looks like really crazy scribblings and stuff, but I was trying to like think of ways to make a really good dinosaur, and a lot of math and like figuring went into it, right? Thinking about, well, the best way to build the body or chassis and stuff. You see, I had to think about how the legs would work and actual measurements and stuff. So here's like a primitive sketch, and it was actually supposed to be this size. This would have been very easy. Well, it would have been easier for me if it was actually larger, but I was like, nah, it's got to be smaller than that. So this is actually the size that it came out to be, right? So that's much smaller. And I was like, oh yeah, that, I remember. So yeah, that's actually its size right now. Let me just show you it. Here it is. It's finally done. But so along the way, this project was really tough for me. It wasn't. It was tough for me because I just honestly, there wasn't a lot of passion in it for me. No offense, like I did have sort of a fun time overcoming a couple of challenges, but a lot of it I just put a lot of pressure on myself to make it as good as possible, right? And it just didn't turn out that well. Well, I I was struggling with my my perfectionism or whatever, and I was also struggling with my procrastination because large weeks would go. Oh, looks like Scott and my mom are home. The large weeks would go without me working on the project, and it wasn't because I was too busy. It was because I was procrastinating, because I was too lazy, and I just had this project hovering over my head for such a long time, and that was not fun. But I worked on it little by little, and I learned a lot about myself. Probably more than any like technical process I learned a lot about myself through this. It sounds like something you hear over like My Little Pony or Care Bears, so I apologize. Oh, I also I made a couple. I don't want to say prototypes, but I was actually planning on making 4 of these things. So I was like, well, if this comes out really good, I think I'd want to keep one. I might want to give one to my sister, and like there's some other people too. So I made a lot of things. So making 4 of these things at a time, I think, was also a mistake. So I learned from that too. So yeah. Anyway, enough of that. That's the history of it. It took over 2 years, right? But most of that was like not me working. I probably could have been done in like less than a month. Not even like long days. But I'm a really bad procrastinator. So to Caden from Ikeni, that's my name. And so here's how it works. Hey, Lucy. So basically, you just push the wheels on the ground, and it runs. Oh, sorry, it's hard filming this and doing that at the same time. So yeah, it's supposed to be like I guess a raptor, kind of like a velociraptor or something, some sort of, not a theropod. Caden would know. But I did look at images to get the design right. One of the problems, well, this thing had a lot of problems, and it threw me a lot of curveballs along the way. One of the things about this design that I didn't quite anticipate, or like one of the curveballs it threw me, was the motion, or like the legs at the end, like here. This was like the first one I tried. Let me illustrate with this. So you can see the legs barely move at all, right? And I was like wondering, like, hey, why is that happening? Oh, hey Scott, what's up?
Hey Bubba, short day for you?
Yeah, I'm filming a video.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Stop action or live?
No, just like about how this thing is coming together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Mom.
Yeah, we saw your trucks and we were like, oh, must be a short day.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well. Oh hey Mom.
Hi.
Well, all right. I'm filming a video really soon.
Are you doing stuff?
Yeah, I'm almost done. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was wondering about why this thing doesn't have like a good range of motion, and I think it was because I didn't account for like the amount of play in the joints and everything. But yeah, I I did learn a lot about this, and the buttons here control the arms. Oh, whoops.
You always seem so happy when you're not working.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. But yeah, I had there's a lot I can say about this, but this video is kind of long anyway. So yeah, that's the project. I guess all that's left is for me to box it up, right, and to give it to Caden. Yeah, I hope he likes it. Hope you like it, Caden.